Sweat equity shares are issued to the employees or directors as consideration in return of their talents or intellectual property rights that are considered as value additions to the company. On the contrary, ESOPs, employee stock option plans, are granted in the form of an option for any employee in the organization to purchase the shares at a predetermined price on a future date. Remember, when I say employees, these are permanent employees. Let's now check out the aspects used to differentiate these two types of shares. Consideration. This term pertains to giving it away as a token of appreciation or for cash. Discount. The term indicates the choices available for the subscriber to have the shares at a lower rate than the issue price. Option is the next term. This would refer to the choices available to employees. The next one is time of issue, and this is indicative of when these shares are going to be issued by the issuing company, or in simple terms, the issuer. Issue to directors states if leadership positions alone or those on the board are eligible for these kind of shares. Class of shares refers to the category from where the shares will be issued, and that calls for a proper understanding of accounting terms related to shares. Employees or directors of associate companies would mean the eligibility of employees in other SBUs, strategic business units, or in simple terms, associated companies, to be able to subscribe to these shares. Let's now go one by one and understand the differences across these parameters. The first one is consideration. Sweat equity shares could be issued for cash or even cashless consideration, whereas ESOPs, employee stock option plans, are always issued for cash. The next one is on discount. Sweat equity shares may be issued to employees or directors at a discount, but it is not mandatory that it has to be at a discounted rate every time. However, when it comes to ESOP, it's always issued at a discount. The next one is an option. When it comes to sweat equity shares, there is no option whatsoever for employees to subscribe to sweat equity shares because these are given away as a token of recognition. Initially, we found out that it's in recognition of their talents or as a value addition to the company. Whereas when it comes to ESOP, employee stock option plan, employees, permanent employees, can subscribe to ESOPs at a predetermined price. The next one is time of issue. Companies can issue sweat equity shares 1 year after the commencement of their business, and for ESOP plans, it could be issued anytime. The next one is on issue to directors. Sweat equity shares may be issued to independent directors, whereas ESOPs cannot be issued to independent directors. Class of shares, they have to be from the class of shares already issued when it comes to sweat equity shares, but when it comes to ESOP, it could be from new shares or the class of shares already used for issuing. The last one is on employees or directors of associate companies. Are they eligible or not? When it comes to sweat equity shares, it cannot be issued to employees or directors of associate companies, whereas when it comes to employee stock option plans, it can be issued to employees or directors of associate companies also. That's all about the differences between ESOP and sweat equity shares.